Hi there, this is Geeks Assembled Audio Heads, and today we're discussing a Big Finish production that is of a distinct 60s show called Callan, and it's sort of a spy show in the spy genre, akin to Campion or James Bond. If James Bond was a Cockney, um, it's pretty interesting, and it's a great sort of noir thing, and it's dark. And this one's called the Tale of a Sharpshooter.
No, the file of a deadly deadshot.
The File of a Deadly Deadshot. Sorry, I thought it was Tale of a Sharpshooter, but anyway, Deadly Deadshot is more noir. See what I'm saying? It's very dark, and yeah, it's got this guy Ben and this guy what's his name? The other guy. Anyway, I will open this with opening thoughts with, let's go to Texas Tim. What did you think of Callan?
I thought it was good. I thought it was I've never seen it or heard it before. I thought it was pretty retro, very 70s. I like the music. And it was very well acted, very well done. The story was pretty straightforwardly simple, and it seemed like something you would have seen on TV back in 70 or something, 69 maybe. So I mean, it was a good recreation of an old TV show. I couldn't find any fault with it, to be honest. I thought it was a nice listening experience. It's just odd that you had that scene with the guy taking a bath for like 3 minutes, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right. And let's go to Alex. Alex, what did you think of Callan?
Yeah, I like the TV show. I like TV shows like this. I wish you could buy more of them, but we're having a problem with Amazon UK right now. The shipping to America and all the other terrible news in the actual world. It is very well acted. I've always liked Ben Miles, even when he was in a comedy. I also liked him in Zen, that small miniseries when he was in Italy. But yeah, it is a very good story. I like the way they wrote the dialogue. I like 70s TV shows anyway, but I also like British. It's quote unquote gritty, hard edged, that type of thing. And the funny thing is, as usual, it's more realistic in my opinion, most of them, and more intelligent than even what the American movies can do. So if it was up to me, I'd have, 40 years of, British TV. I'm trying to get the collection up. But for audio, this is pretty damn good. And they're both good actors, decent writing. So I enjoyed this. Hopefully they'll do more.
Yep. Well, I think that they are. I think they're planning to do more. I think that they actually have one in the queue already, and looks like Graham joined us. Hello, Graham, and we're going to go over to Philip. What's your opening thoughts, Philip?
This is an audio that was, as everyone says, it was a TV show, which I never got to see back in the day because I'm probably too young for it. But listening to this audio, it had everything in it. The two actors that played the main characters, Callan and his sidekick Lonely or Lowly or whatever his name is, right? They were really good, really good realized, because it's like you already knew them. You already knew that. Once you got into it, you kind of knew what they were about. And it's good that Lowly is kind of stinky and he's an ex-thief, and the way he's very low in himself. He's like a little, I know, Notre Dame, Quasimodo type bloke, because he doesn't look at anything the way that I also think he's clever. Behind all these he's kind of low intelligent. He's quite clever. When you think about it, he knows more than anybody else realises. And Callan himself, I like the guy. He's very Jack the Lad he's almost like Arthur Daly type of thing. He's a kind of like a con man sharpshooter. But the story is good. I like the premise of the story in the shooting range and everything. And the upshot of the story with the bloke, he's trying to hunt out an assassin who kills the bloke, but the assassin kills himself at the end. That's a spoiler for you lot, but it's a good story. I did like it. I do like the characterization of both Callan and Lowry. And he works for, let me get this right. So he's working for the Secret Service to do odd jobs here and there for the Secret Service, if that's correct. And but otherwise, yeah, it's a good story. I'll leave it until other people to talk about it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's called The Syndicate. Let me double check that.
The section.
Yeah, The Section. Yes, correct.
Oh, okay.
And who knows what that means? It's kind of like, I guess, MI5. Anyway, bounding over to Lee. What's your opening thoughts, Lee?
Well, like Philip, I mean, the original TV series was broadcast 1967 to 1972. So I was only 2 when it ended. But I remember watching these episodes late on the night. So I must have caught the reruns in the late 70s, early 80s. And it was more for adults. But yes, for me, you say Callan. I don't know if you guys have seen the intro to the TV series. It's always the swinging light bulb in a dark room with the theme music.
Yeah.
And you say, in the TV series, you had Edward Woodward as Callan, and you had Russell Hunter as Lonely. Russell Hunter, we all know from Robots of Death. He played the captain in Robots of Death. The two actors in this audio are nowhere near. They know Edward Woodward and they know Russell Hunter, but they get the essence of the TV series and the characters, and they do a really damn good job. Frank Skinner doing his version of Lonely, as Philip said, it comes across as this little weaselly type thief who's been inside so many times, and Callan always comes to him to get information to can you get a hold of this and all like that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was very, because I do remember watching the old TV series, and it did sort of bring a bit of nostalgia back, listening to this. It did have the essence of the TV series, and it did harken back to the golden era, so of TV, with, like the Avengers, the Sweeney, and all like that. And it was, and as Tim said, it's not a difficult story to understand. It is a simple story. He goes over there with Lonely as his valet at a shooting party to find out whoever's doing this and do that. So it's quite a simple story. You don't need a high IQ to understand it, and it is enjoyable from beginning to end. And it's not too long. Not too long at all. So I enjoyed it, Susan. Really good.
Oh, good. I'm glad. The actors who did this were enjoyable. I completely see that. Frank Skinner, I was trying to remember. Was Frank Skinner in like the more recent Doctor Who?
Mummy on the Orient Express.
Mummy on the Orient Express, correct.
He's a well-known British comedian, TV personality over here.
Yeah. And so with that, how about it? Graham, what did you think of Callan?
Well, much like Philip and probably Lee, before, obviously they're a wee bit older than me, so I never seen this, surprise first time round either. Go figure. I listened to this on Wednesday, and it's one of those shows that obviously, well, this downtime that everybody's going to, you get back and you check out all things, just try and kill some time. It's one of the ones that escaped me. So I listened to this audio, and as the guys have alluded to, Frank Skinner is a lonely, bang-up job, Ben Miles taking the for Edward Woodward in the title role. Done not a bad job either. I get Lee's point. They're not quite what was on TV, because funny enough, on Wednesday I went back and watched the pilot after I listened to this, just to grasp what they were trying to recapture. And there is some, it's not quite 100%, but it is there. So that's a fair point there by Lee. But with regards to the story itself, simple. I love the fact that, you know, Callan's just, he's all about getting the job done, no nonsense with his big guns, and the other fellas on the hunt seem to be very enamoured with his guns, which was a wee bit unsettling a wee bit halfway through this audio, but nevertheless, that's just neither here nor there. Frank Skinner's lonely. I love the whole essence of him being this, I don't think he's an ex-thief, I think he's still a thief at heart. You know, you've got the scenes where he's hustling them at cards and winning all the money and whatnot, and so that strand of his DNA is still there. You can't really, so I like that aspect to his character, you know, and who else but Frank Skinner could make 2 minutes on audio in a bathtub sound funny? Go figure, why not? But as Lee alluded to, a really simple story, and even the side characters played their part. You know, Jane Slavin as Liz, the receptionist, and Nick Briggs as Hunter. He just sounded so cold, so callous and pissed off all the time. I assume there's a reason for that might be explored when we get to future audios. Also, as it did turn out, spoiler alert, that, you know, there was somewhat of a relation to the assassin come the end of the audio, but c'est la vie. I enjoyed this for a show that I didn't have too much of a grasp on. I really enjoyed it, and it encouraged me to go back and watch the pilot. So I'm basically working my way through the old TV series thanks to listening to this audio. So thanks for that, Big Finish.
Good. So my opening thought is that this is quite amazing. It's got a real down to earth kind of feel for spy. You can tell that people who do spy work are not all into it. Like sometimes it's really hard for them, and sometimes, but you know, these guys are more like jobbing people. Like they're like, you know, normal blokes, and that's cool, because, you know, Bond has always seemed a bit, you know, he's out of everybody's league except for these supermodels. So yeah, that's just the difference. And so let's talk about your favorite moments. And let's just start with Tim again. Go for it. What's your favorite moments?
Well, I thought the most interesting thing was the character. He's very skilled. He's also, I think he's a bit unorthodox, right? I mean, I haven't seen this series, but I think he's willing to do things not on the, you know, not good things. And I mean, he's willing to kill somebody if he has to, basically. So I mean, also what I found interesting too was that he's actually a very good card player and a very good hand with the guns, and yet he had to downplay both so as not to give it away to the people he was trying to fool. That he wanted to come across as some kind of posh drunk that was basically, you know, in over his head all the time, because remember, he's wearing this purple suit and jacket and whatnot that his buddy's like, really? So I mean, that's what I found most interesting about the character, and I'm gonna be interested to see if they maintain that throughout the set, and maybe I might look at a couple of the old episodes. Apparently they're on YouTube, so I might do that as well.
Oh, brilliant. Did not know that. Let's go to Philip. What's your favorite moments?
Okay, my favourite moments. There's one particular moment. It's where Callan is teaching Lowly how to shoot a gun, and he's like, "But I'm against guns, Mr. Callan. I can't trust them. We will part ways if I have to do that again, Mr. Callan." But it was funny how he's like, I aim in, and he's going, "I'm following the bird. Oh, what you do? Don't turn your whole body. Just turn your arms, not your feet." That bit was funny as well. So I like that. So that's why I like Lowly. He's such a standout character in this whole thing, because he's so sort of like squeezers and very slimy and wonderful.
Awesome. And Alex, what's your favorite moment in this thing?
Well, actually, I did actually like the introductions as well. But I mean, like I said, the dialogue was really on point, which is good. It was really, you know, very close to the era of all these, you know, hard-boiled, gritty detective, you know, spy shows, Secret Service, all this sort of thing. So,
All right. Then we'll go to Lee. What's your
Um, I just like the feel of it all. I mean, Big Finish are brilliant at doing this on any audio, be it sci-fi, be it their adaptation of a classic TV series. They get the feel right. You know, the soundscape, the music, and so you know, Lonely and Callan. If they were not together, you wouldn't think nothing of it. But when they're together, it's a good team. You know, they bounce off each other. Yeah, the characterization of Lonely is like that. In the TV series, he was like a drunk. He was always wanting a drink, and that's how Callan used to tempt him to do things. Here, here's a drink. Like in the audio, he was fast asleep, but he had a whiff of a drink. He was wide awake. So yeah, and as it's been said, you know, Lonely playing the cards and winning all the money off the other valets, and you know, so yeah, it is. It's the feel of this. And they do it. Says Big Finish really do it well. You know, with the Avengers and everything what they do. So yeah, that's top notch drama for me. Better than stuff what's on TV these days.
all right? And Graham.
Yeah, well, Philip stole one of mine with the whole, teaching him only how to fire the gun. The part I left out though is when he actually fired the gun and a hell of a kickback and ended up on his back. I found that quite funny. Again, the ruse of the whole hunting weekend. You know, Tim alluded to Callan's playing down his actual skills, except on the clay pigeon side of it. It was 75 out of 75, I believe, and it was been a complete smart ass when it came to that. But he held back in other areas. I like the concept of Hunter and his red files, his colour-coded files. I think in the TV series it was a blue, yellow and red file for various degrees of how far they were investigating someone. Well, based on the first episode I've seen, that was the thing. I believe that the running joke was you always base people on primary colours. So that was quite good. I always enjoy a good drink joke, so waking them up in the middle of the night with the whiskey, have a bit of a barmaid's brush, I believe it was called, something to wake him up.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that aspect of it. And it's just a case of, it's an hour. You can't go wrong with this. If you like this type of stuff, you're fair game. And the actors all do a stupendous job. I'm going to bust into melodies to see where they go.
Great. And my favorite moment, I love the bathtub scene. That was great. I loved it when he was when they were eating dinner and stuff, and he was trying to appear more posh, which was kind of like me all the time. I'm trying to appear just a little more posh because I sure as heck ain't. I enjoyed I really enjoyed the banter between Lonely and Callan, and like it did seem a bit banterish because they kind of knew each other. And then I loved how Lonely had recognized the guy, one of the other guys in a jail cell across the room, you know, not, you know, in the nick. He knew it. He knew that person. And he knew that person wouldn't recognize him because he was all the way across. That was like, that added intrigue. And I love the moments, you know, where it was so good. The whole thing was so good. And I am enjoying these So opening the floor, anybody have anything else to add to the discussion?
Yeah, it was. I mean, listening to the little documentary at the end of this, it was good to hear that the person who wrote this was the original writer's son.
Yes.
They got the son of the original writer of the Callan TV series to do these. So you know, so that's I think maybe that's where you've got the essence of it because it runs in his blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did say that he did have a short while to work with his dad with it before his dad passed. So that was kind of good for him because he got, as you said, the essence was right, and that's why this whole audio was good because it was just so well done and so well written and so well played out. It's very believable, and you believe that you're there watching this thing play out. So it's really good. And I will be doing the rest of the audios as well of this box set, and probably look at the TV show as well because it's made me want to do that as well.
Yeah, the TV show only ran for 4 series, 44 episodes, I think it is.
There's 45 episodes. There's a TV movie as well in 1981. So
Okay.
I've already researched all this, guys. Come on, once I commit myself to something, I've got to find it. No, but for me, just listening to this audio and comparing it to the pilot which I've watched, the main difference between Ben Miles on here and Edward Woodward is, again, Philip's right, they've got the essence of the character, whereas Ben Miles' character seems to be a mere Jack the Lad, Arthur Daly type person, albeit he's great at his job and he's handy with a gun. There seems to be a bit more empathy with Edward Woodward's character because whereby he would do the job, he would get somewhat attached to his victims.
Oh.
And he'd have to have a valid reason as to why he executed that job. If there's a shred of doubt, he could sometimes pull back and be a bit more reserved about completing the job. That's based on the pilot. I don't know if that changed as the series went on. Maybe we could follow people in on that, but I don't know.
I think the only difference between Ben Miles and Edward Woodward is a toupee.
Well, I thought you were going to say something else there, but all right, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Edward Woodward took that kind of gritty reality with him into the TV show Equalizer.
Yeah, you could say it was somewhat a precursor to the Equalizer, but first they had to, survive burning alive in the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is, he was always a good actor, even if the material wasn't good. But I mean, he was always a good actor, Woodward.
Yeah. And the other thing that was interesting about this was the worship of the guns. I mean, if a gun is a euphemism, then that could be funny. But if
Can I just clarify? Were the 2 guns just like pistol guns? Is that what they were? Not rifles or anything?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure because the one that he was shooting when he was shooting the game was obviously
a rifle of some
or
sort.
a shotgun.
Yeah.
No, but
I don't know.
into the story. When they went into the story, they were talking about guns as if they were very rare and hard to get, worth money kind of objects that Callan had.
Yeah.
Or something. So it wasn't like something you just went and picked up at the gun shop. So.
No, I think you'd find that Only was his gun supplier a lot of the times. He knew how to get things. Again, based on the pilot, I don't know if they're going to continue with regards to that. But
no, you don't remember? I think the Briggs character gave them to him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said look after them and bring them back in the same thing that you've got them. Yeah.
And there was the Bentley joke, the joke about extravagance. But I guess when the section don't provide the ammunition, then it's up to Only to get his gear. So yeah.
All right. Anything else, guys? All right. All right. Let's rate this thing. Let us begin with. Let's begin with Lee. What would you rate this out of 10?
Well written, well acted, and it felt very nostalgic for me. Enjoyed it, so I'm going to give it 10 Pearlies out of 10.
10 Pearlies.
Yay!
Wow. All right. Then we'll go to Tim. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I agree with Lee. I mean, I can't really find any fault with it. I mean, it's not going to knock you down or anything, but it's a very good, well told story, very well acted, very nostalgic. So yeah, why not give it a 10?
All right. And then Alex.
I'm giving a 8.5.
All right. And Philip.
Well, for something I've not listened to before, and I'm quite trepidatious about listening to it, I thought it's not going to be my thing, but I finally enjoyed it, and I want to listen to more of it, so I'm going to give this one a 10. Thank you very much.
All right. And then Graham, what?
Well, for something that, again, I hadn't seen nor listened to, and it made me go and seek out the old show after listening to it, they're doing something right. I'm going to give this a 9.5. The only reason for the half a mark deduction is just, you never know what you're getting into, but they've sold me, so let's have more.
Yeah, I'll agree with Graham. I was going to give it a 9, but I'll give it the other half point because of it actually made me go search out the one of the stories. I don't even know which story I watched, but yeah. So
You
anyway,
probably watched the finale in season 4 and you're going, what the hell's going on?
yeah, it's possible. These things happen. Anyhow, thanks, fellas, for reviewing Callan. Can we do another one? We actually might do a second Doctor one. Is that right?
Yeah, we're doing Freedom of the Daleks, aren't we?
Oh,
That's
you mean,
right. We are doing.
hang on, Freedom of Dolly. Is that the Chris Thompson one?
Yes,
Mhm.
I
correct.
got that. You're lucky I got that. So, okay, yeah.
You
cool.
sent it to us, fool.
Oh, did I? Oh, sorry.
So we're doing a Freedom of the Daleks in 2 weeks, and then in another fortnight we'll do another Callan then. So
Yeah, that'd be
thanks.
cool.
Thank you. I hope that you all can join me again in that time, and please feel free to watch our podcast this week. We're just discussing our main podcast this week, our movie. We're doing Sonic the Hedgehog, and we are doing the. Wait, no, don't dance. No, or do dance. We're doing the He-Man Masters of the Universe. Please watch those with us.
Let them all rot.
I love that bit. My favorite line. Let them all rot.
And like, subscribe, hit the bell for your notifications of our continuing adventures. And thank you. And bye-bye for now.
Cheerio.
Bye.